name is Ken. I help serial entrepreneurs identify, structure, and streamline their businesses in a way that allows them to prevent the unnecessary headaches of wasting time and money. My objective as I work with small business owners and serial entrepreneurs, I want to help you guys get your time back so you can get back to doing what you love, which prayerfully is spending time with your family. So let's talk about what we're going to share today in this episode that you all have with me today. I want to share with you guys why desperately you need a defined target market and a target audience. I want to talk to you guys why you need desperately to make sure you target your audience and then you target the right market, because many of you guys are marketing your products and services to everyone. And here's a truth that you've got to keep in mind. If you're targeting everyone, you're targeting no one. Please understand that as you look to build your business, a target audience and a target market is extremely critical as you work to build your business and make it more profitable. And what I want to do today in this particular episode is I want to offer you some insights and some suggestions that you can utilize immediately to work on those two areas. So we're going to focus on your target audience and your target market, on how to figure out how to get extremely clear in that. Now, I'm also going to drop a video link where you can watch the video where I share with you guys the criticality of knowing your demographics. I don't want to spend time with that, but I recorded a video that should be somewhere on my channel where I talk about the importance of identifying your demographic and why your demographics matters as you build your business. And I share with you, I believe, 5 or 6 demographic segments that you need to be aware of, but I don't want to get into that. But let's talk about your target market and your target audience. First thing I want you to understand when we're looking at your target audience, I want you to understand that a target audience is a group that has a significant potential to respond positively to your brand message. That's what your target audience is. It is someone who's going to hear your message and respond swiftly and quickly in a positive way that should end up either them purchasing your product or service, booking a coaching call, purchasing your course. And this is why you have to make sure that when you are looking to market to your target audience, this is where your $1 million statement is extremely essential. And if you don't have your $1 million statement of what is popularly known as your brand statement or your brand promise, I would encourage you, I admonish you to potentially look at getting the Minding Your Business playbook, because I'll walk you through the science behind developing a brand message that speaks to your ideal customer. So you might be a bit ahead of the game, but I want to make sure that you really can't get to your target audience until you learn how to translate what you do. It's like learning the difference between Greek and Hebrew and English. Many of you guys are speaking Greek and Hebrew in a culture where the primary language of communication is in English. And as you build your business, you want to make sure that although we appreciate your knowledge of Greek and Hebrew, we are speaking English as our primary language of understanding. And whatever it is that you do in business, you want to make sure that you speak the language of the culture and the language of that society. You don't get to do business in a second language, because this is where your business can get into trouble and you find yourself marketing your products and services to people who are not even interested in it, or you waste out on opportunities of people who actually need the services that you offer. So I want to give you some things that you can do as it relates to identifying and developing your target audience. The first one I want to talk to you guys about is I want you to figure out one key benefit that your business provides. This is what I want you to do. Once again, we're trying to identify that target audience. I want you to identify one key benefit that your product or service provides. And here's the best way to think of that. I want you to begin with the end in mind. So what I want you to write down on your piece of paper is I want you to start with the end result, not with what you want to create. Many people start when they're trying to market their services. They're telling me about what they desire to do and what they can do. No, tell me what will be made possible when I transact business to you, because hopefully whatever you do, it's what I need. This is what gets you extremely clear on making sure you're in front of the right people. So I want you to write down or identify at least one key benefit that your business provides, because what you must understand about marketing, marketing is not the art of selling what you do or what you make, but it's knowing what you make. And when you get clear on identifying the one key benefit that your business provides, this is how you're going to let us know exactly what you make. Don't fall into the weeds of selling us on what you can do. I want you to know what you make. And this is why I need you to figure out that one key benefit. Number two, I want to challenge you to refine your audience. Write that down. Refine your audience, because prayerfully at this point, you should know the people whom you're serving. Okay. And this is where the demographics can come into play. But also, as you refine your audience, I want you to think also about psychographics and psychographics of people who benefit the most from your products or services. Now, psychographics are attributed to lifestyle, values, interests, behaviors, things that people do. That's where psychographics come into play. So I want you to really think about the lifestyle of the end user. Are they, soccer moms? Are they working dads? Are they, corporate dads? Are they involved in sports? Are they homeowners? Or are they renters? What is the psychographics? What is the activities, the behaviors, the lifestyles, the interests, the values? Do they attend church? Are they Christians? Or what is their situation? Because as you get crystal clear on psychographics, it once again allows you to really pinpoint and get crystal clear on your marketing strategy. Now that you've identified the key benefit, now that you've refined your audience, I want to share something with you that is extremely important. I want to encourage you to remain positive. This is one of the challenges when you're trying to market your products and services. It is the enemy then starts to find ways to cause you to be uncomfortable or fearful in your marketing. And this is the hard part of marketing. It can be extremely difficult to avoid assumptions when you're basing your assumptions off of people's responses to what it is that you do. Because I want you to know that assumptions do nothing more than fuel your limiting beliefs. And so I want to challenge you that as you're looking to build your target audience, I want to challenge you to be extremely positive as you're looking to build your marketing. Because I know, guys, it's a lot of work, and I spend, believe it or not, somewhere north of 20 to 30 hours a week on research and develop. And most of that research and development is done in the area of marketing, because it's ever so changing. Even when you look at the Facebook algorithms and the Instagram algorithms, one moment I can get 5,000 views on my reel down to 0 views on my reels. It's the one reel that I think is going to go viral, and then to check in by the end of the day and no one has watched it. It's like the algorithm is upset with me or something of that nature. But I want to challenge you guys to stay positive as you look to identify your target market. Number 4, evaluate your market segments. Because now that you know who you're selling to, it's going to be critical that you verify of whether or not it's worth your time. I have a lot of people jumping in the industries and we don't even know if it's worth the time. Once again, if you get the Minding Your Business playbook, we do what's called a litmus test. By the end of that particular module, you go through a litmus test, you ask a series of questions, you're given some things that you can do, and we present or create a couple of hypotheses. In other words, what needs to be true in order for this to be true, or in order for this to be valid. And many of us are working businesses, and although it's a great idea, there's not really a market for it. And when I say if there's a market for it, what I'm simply saying is you're asking yourself a series of questions. Number 1, is there enough people who might be interested in what it is that I'm trying to do? Number 2, do the people I'm reaching, do they have the money? Because it's one thing to know who you're reaching out to, but if most of them are unemployed and you find that this is a demographic of people who may not have the resources, then what you're doing is you're working twice as hard to convince people rather to purchase a product and service that they really cannot afford. Number three, will they be repeat customers, or will I have to continue to get new business? This is important because you want to find ways to create relationships with people where they're doing business, not just a one-time transaction, but you see multiple transactions being done with you throughout the year. And this is why it's important to make sure that you deliver on what you say you're going to do. So ask yourself the question, whatever it is that I'm offering, is this a one-time transaction, or will I continue to have to develop new business and develop business customers from a cold audience? I want to ask you to challenge yourself to review your competition. What is your competition like? What are they doing? What makes them unique? What is going to be the disruptor of the industry that you can provide that causes people to flock to you and not somebody else? So you need to know what your competitors are doing, which leads me into the next point. What separates you from your competitor? These are all questions you need to be asking yourself as you look at researching your market segment to determine whether or not this idea that you're looking to invest your time, money, and resources in, you want to make sure that it's worth your time. Because believe it or not, most ideas, if we just really took the time to do the investigative work, we will find that they may be great ideas, but they're not good ideas that's beneficial to us. And this will grossly minimize some of the frustrations, the heartache, and the headaches, and cause many families to come back together because you keep putting money in businesses that lead to a dead end. I pray that this information helped you to identify your target audience. And once again, understand that your target audience is a group of people who are going to significantly respond to what you do after hearing your brand message in a positive way.